You know, at the time it was, I had two sides to it. You know, it was hard to listen to see what people were saying about me, but at the same time, I know what I did and what I didn't do, and I was able to sleep at night, no problem. You know, I wish people really understood everything that I had to go through last summer, in the sense of that the UFC investigation. The investigation alone turned my life upside down. They took 2-3 of my phones, downloaded all the data off my phones, got information from it. From my understanding, there wasn't a lot of cooperation on the other side, and I'm back in the UFC. You know what I mean? So you can only imagine, really, you know, it wasn't a legal investigation. I couldn't be like, oh, talk to my lawyer. It was like, so this is where we're at. You know, they even said this is going to be tougher than going through the legal process, because there's nothing to cover my butt. There's no laws. You know, it's like, you want your job, you have to volunteer, you know, because somebody made up lies about you. But you know, at the end of the day, I knew I was going to come out on top, because I know the person that I am. I know, again, what happened and what didn't happen. But it was a tough time.
Well, what's tough too is dealing with the court of public opinion, and that people will make a decision based on it. And it's very easy for some people to say, well, he's a fighter. He does it in the ring. Obviously, he does it outside of his life. So how hard was it for you to, or what kind of feedback did you get from your fans on the plus side and on the minus side when that was happening?
You know, from a fan's point of view, from a human's point of view, what I would say is, you know, you can't believe everything that you read. You can't believe the rumors and stuff like that. Honestly, a gripe of mine was that I'm trying to say it right. The gripe of mine was that, honestly, and all you guys are with the media, is that nobody questioned her. Everybody put their eyes on me. Everybody made stories about me. And when I was reinstated, that was the only headline. Travis Browne gets reinstated. And I'll be honest, you know, you guys as media kind of let me down. And I would say that in that sense, because we're all being professional, that's what let me down.
What do you think we should have done differently?
Ask questions. Why did I get reinstated? What really happened?
Would you have been willing to talk about it? I mean, that's the thing. Part of me hates that it's a storyline now for you. Do you know what I mean?
But why do I have to do all the talking?
True.
Why, you know, all these places, TMZ, all that stuff ran with stuff, and not a single person asked questions. I'm a 6'7", 250-pound man. I have 2 little boys at home, and if I did the things I was accused of, you want those 2 boys being raised by me? Why wouldn't you want them out of my home? Why would you want me to have my career if that's the kind of man that I am? So yeah.
It's up to see still.
Honestly, I feel a little betrayed. Those are your reasons for lying, but then you don't press charges. You don't try to do things the right way. If any of you guys were here beating your wife, you had 2 kids.
Did you see on social media?
I swear to God, I will fuck you up. And I would pray to God, I would take your kids and take them from you.
yeah, I think that's the hardest part of it is that, I have a child. I understand that you would never want to put your child in danger. So I would say, I guess for me personally, sorry, I didn't tell the story, the full story. And to be honest, I think we only ever just tried to report facts as we knew them. Do you know?
Yeah, no, I understand, but the rumors went further than the facts. The lies went further than the facts.
So is there a way? What do you think unfortunately it isn't incumbent on you because it was your story, but what can you do? How can you get past that? How can we make it so that Travis Browne's name doesn't always have that story coming in the Google search first up?
Well, this was the first time I really talked to any media. I took myself out of it because my way of dealing with this was living my life and being happy, and the people that are around me understand what kind of man that I am, and that's what I did. I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life, and it's not because of the fighting. That's what all this pushed me to learn about myself.
Well, it's interesting, as I was joking with you, and we were talking about Rhonda's famous quote now about being as down as she's ever been and looking up and seeing you. Somebody would love to tell a story that you both have sort of saved each other in a way. Is that fair?
Very much so. She was there for me when I was going through my hard time as well. And it wasn't as public, but it didn't need to be, So I think that's definitely a fair assessment. We're there for each other when we needed it the most. When we felt like everybody was against us, everybody's trying to knock us down, we were there for each other.
Is there any way that this channels into you as a fighter too? I mean, obviously it's a very personal thing. Is there anything that you did that it sort of made you train harder, focus, just because of that being a positive distraction?
What being a positive distraction?
I'm saying going to the gym being a great way to just escape all the other BS that's going on. Do you know what I mean? Do you feel like any way that it's made you a better fighter?
I actually didn't. I didn't go to the gym for a long time because I didn't want to bring any unwanted attention. Because I knew what I was going through. Fighters at the gym had fights, and there's going to be media there, and I didn't want to bring negative attention to what was going on. I didn't want to be a negative distraction, so I actually didn't go to the gym for a long time. And it wasn't until maybe September-ish that I started going again. But yeah, man, I mean, it was just it was a tough time, but we're there. Like I was saying, we're there for each other, and we're better now than we've ever been. I'm better now than I've ever been. Happier, dedicated, focused, and living my life. And that's, to me, that's the only way to show the truth. Yeah, media, people don't see what goes on behind closed doors. But I've been open until last summer, when, again, I felt like kind of like I was done wrong. I wasn't given my shot, but I don't know. I just gotta go out there and live my life and be happy, and being happy is the best way to deal with those things. Going out there and somebody that wants to say something like that about you, and the people that want to comment on a picture of my son and say, oh, I hope you don't beat your son like you beat this person. It's like, man, let me tell you something, my kids are gonna see that. Again, these people don't understand, like, the reasons that were given for saying something like that completely contradicts posting something like that in the first place. You don't want to affect my kids. My kids are going to be affected for the rest of their lives. And again, you know, where was everybody at when I was reinstated?
Do you think that the age we're in of social media where lies can be shared like that, anyone can tweet whatever they want, that contribute to stuff, you think? Because people can, you know, just make up stuff and tweet it and get shared, and all of a sudden that almost becomes fact, even though it's complete BS.
Very much so. It's social media has been such a great tool for people, you know, to get recognized, to promote great things, you know, causes, you know, whether it's, you know, for whatever cause that may be, cancer or this or that, you know, great tool. At the same time, a great tool like that can be used in the wrong way. It can become, in a sense, like the devil, you know. And in many ways, that's what people look for, you know. They're not, in my mind, in my thought process is, if I have enough time to go on somebody's social media page and say something negative, that means that, like, I could be doing something for myself to make myself happy. You know what I mean? It's like, I could be doing this, but I choose to do this. So where does that put you mentally? Where does that put you? You know, it's not, what you said about me isn't necessarily about me. It's about you. And, you know, shit, man, it's the attention that we get being in the public. Love and hate, and you know, it's like that saying where if you do a good job, say, you know, you're a worker or something like that, you do a good job, and that person might tell 1-2 people. You do a horrible job, they're going to tell 20. You know, it's just, that's the nature of the beast. That's why news these days reports nothing but bullshit and all the bad that's going on, and you know, this world's coming to an end, instead of, you know, that guy that helped that old lady across the street. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, man. You know, it's like, that's what we're surrounded by. That's what people want to see. I don't want to see that in my life. I don't want to be a part of that. I'd rather get busy living my life to the fullest.